Hi, it's Donna Guest, the Lazy Scrapbooker. As a Creative Memories advisor, I love all the graphics that CM provides us to use for our business, and I use them for my Facebook page to show what's new. But there are so many great ideas on these graphics, so today I'm going to break down the ideas for the Canoe Chain Border Maker cartridge and show you how to create these. Let's get started. In this graphic, Creative Memories used the new collection, Leave Nothing Behind, that was released in May of 2022. So I've got my collection here already in a Power Project folder, which I'll tell you is the best to organize your collections. If you don't know about these, check out my video in the top right corner. I've pulled out some stickers and I found some matching cardstock for my collection. All of these are Creative Memories colors, some current, some are a little bit older and probably retired, but this looks like a good assortment and it looks like it matches what they used. First, let's put the Canoe Chain cartridge into the Border Maker housing. Now, if you don't know about the Border Maker system and it's new to you, check out my video in the top right corner and I'll give you an introduction to that and how it works. I'm going to take this yellow piece of paper, and of course we know this black tray helps line it up, and I can tell I can cut this before, so I'm just going to use this smooth edge over here. I basically just pulled some scraps of paper. It's always great to use up your scraps. And I'm going to punch a border with this. I'm going to push these scraps to the side because we may actually need them later. And now I'm going to take some aqua cardstock and make another border. Here's a tip. You're going to want to sort these, so leave everything right where it is and try to sort the different pieces. You should have 6 pieces that cut from the top that have little humps on them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. You should have 6 little canoes, and you should have 6 bottom pieces that look like waves. So then put them in little piles so you don't have to go through the trouble of sorting them later. Now you can tell that because there are 6 canoes on a 12-inch border that each segment is 2 inches long. So I'm going to cut this at 2 inches between each of the segments, and using the 12-inch trimmer for that. Next, from what I can tell, they used a couple of pieces from the Leave Nothing Behind designer paper pack. So I'm going to use this gorgeous piece, the Rock Mountains, but I'm going to use the other side of it, the more neutral side. And then I'm going to use this piece of the Dark Starry Night as the one with the blue on the other side. First, on the blue, I'm going to take it and punch yet another border. And of course, I'll save these pieces over to the side. Now I'm going to start building this vertical border. And so I'm going to use this as the center. It's 2 inches wide. And then I want a little over 1/4 inch on each side. So adding to that, that's going to be a little over 1/2 inch. So I'd rather cut it a little bit bigger now. I'm going to use this darker side over here. It gets a little lighter over here, and I want it to be consistent. So we're going to go to 2 1/2 inches, and I'm going to go a little bit further, about 1/8 further. Next, I'm going to take back this orange piece of paper from the designer paper pack, the one with this beautiful photo on the other side, and we're going to cut a 2-inch border to build all of this on. Now we get to have fun assembling the border using the repositionable tape runner. That's the one with the green cartridge, and I like this one because when you have intricate items like this, you don't want the regular tape runner hanging out of it where you would see that, of course. So I've pulled a piece of parchment paper from my kitchen, and I'm going to use that so that the tape runner gets on this and nothing else. I'm going to attempt to do this like they did on the graphic and have just 6 of these, which is what I punched out. I'm going to try my best to do it exactly like they did. I'm going to space them somewhat evenly. And I realize they do have some variation in their graphic as well. And they left room in the middle for a nice sticker there, which I'll do the same. Okay, so I'm going to start from the top. After attaching that yellow canoe there, I'm going to add one of the aqua blue borders that looks like a wave. And this is just what normally would be trash out of your Border Maker cartridge that you would throw away, but we're using the trash. Then I'm going to take some from the black. And I should note that the other side of the black, I'll show you here, Looks a lot like our aqua cardstock. So these are interchangeable. You could use either one that you like. So now I'm going to take the black from the designer paper and attach it, showing another wave. Then I'm going to take yet another piece of trash from this pile that looks like the little humps, and I'm going to attach it upside down so that when turned over, it looks like the orange creates the wave design. Then I'm going to repeat, attaching the yellow, and keep going with that same pattern, trying to get somewhat of an even spacing. If it's not totally even, it'll be okay. All right, let's keep going. I should note that if I cut it perfectly even with the trimmer earlier, this would fit right into that, but I'm not perfect, so I'm overlapping it a little bit. I see one that's crooked here, so multi-tool to the rescue. Okay, if you want to do this super quickly, and I'm all about doing things fast, do this like an assembly line, so I don't have to keep picking up my tape runner. So I'm just going to hold them here, attach to this side carefully without flipping them over so they don't get stuck to everything. That was a lot faster, wasn't it? Oh, I forgot these two. Wow, it's really coming to life, but we're not done yet. Now I'm going to take that 2 5/8 wide, I believe that was the measurement I used, 2 5/8 wide strip, and I'm going to attach it here. And then to get the same look that they had on the graphic, I'm going to use my stickers, the Leave Nothing Behind stickers, and use the border strip. And we're going to use these 2 border strips right here. And all the colors look really great together. Oh my gosh, did you see what I did? Did you see what I did? I was in such a rush. I pulled the sticker and ripped it. Oh my goodness, we'll have to fix that. Here we go. A little repositionable tape runner, and you never knew the difference. Have you ever done that? There's a little fix if you ever do that. All right, now from that same sticker pack, I'm going to use the icons and words, and I'm going to try to duplicate exactly what they did. Going here in this empty space. Great, and there's our finished border. What do you think? I love this one. Now, I will tell you, that's not a lazy scrapbooking method, but it sure was fun, and sometimes I really love to play with this paper and just have some mindless fun doing it. That looks great. Okay, for another super easy border, let's punch a couple more of these borders with our Canoe chain, using the yellow and the orange decorative paper. Now you'll notice how perfectly these, of course, fit into one another. They line up beautifully. In the graphic, they showed everything on a dark table, but I'm going to use this wood paper from the same collection that has this green on the other side. So let's line these up now. Where's my parchment paper? Okay, trying to create exactly what I see in the graphic, I'm going to go to the stickers and the embellishments. First, we'll use this. And then, of course, this from the embellishments. Now, sometimes when the embellishments are embossed like this, some parts are raised and some parts are lower, you can use either the adhesive right on the part that's going to cling to the page, or you can use one of our adhesive dots, which we had on sale a while back, the limited edition. But I'll just put it on the part that clings to the page. A foam square would be great too to give it a little height, but I'm going to put a sticker right on top of it as well. And I tend to leave everything in my albums for the most part flat, but you can do whatever you like. Okay, great. What a cute border. And I could actually trim this off and make a smaller border, but I think I'll just leave it right here for now. Next, I'm going to replicate the card they had in the graphic. So first, I'm going to need to punch one more border of yellow. Then I'm going to use the same burnt orange paper as the background of the card, leaving a small 1/8 inch border of white all the way around. So our Creative Memories blank cards are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So we're going to cut 1/4 inch off that to leave an 1/8 inch margin. So I'm going to cut, doing a little math here, 4 by 5 1/4. So we'll go out to 5 1/4 right here, come down to 4. And if you're not used to doing this with this trimmer, check out my video in the top right hand corner to learn all the features of your Creative Memories 12-inch trimmer. See, no paper waste. So now we have our card and we have a nice little border there for it, but I'm not going to attach it yet. First, we're going to attach this diagonally in several strips. And now I realize I may need to cut more of these. We'll see. So I'm just going to let it kind of hang off here. And then I'll just grab my scissors while it's hanging off and just cut a little bit off. We'll trim it better later. But I'm just going to go putting these up next to each other, but in a different pattern, not lining them up perfectly where the canoes are on top of one another, but at a random pattern like this. And then I'm just going to repeat that once more with what's left over. Now the fun part. Using our trimmer, we're going to turn it upside down and cut off the excess. Oh, that's so fun. Very satisfying. Repeat on the other side. Seriously, so satisfying. Look how cute this is. I love it. Okay, let's attach it to our card. Wow, what do you think? So we're not done yet. I'm going to make it exactly like what Creative Memories created. Looks like they have the What a View sticker about right here and this cute little camera icon here in the corner. You could, of course, use embellishments or stickers on my, putting some powder on the other side to take away the adhesive and raise those a little bit with foam squares, but I've just done it this way for now. Okay, for our fourth and final creation, this one looks a little bit trickier, so I saved it for the end. Okay, we have one more border strip. I think that's all I'm going to need, using the dark black sky color. And we're going to use the other side of that paper to build the border on. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of this yellow. I'm going to cut off about 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to make sure I can see that I've trimmed this, so I'm going to cut this to smooth it out because it's a little bit uneven since I was using it with the border maker. We've got 3/4 inch there to work with. And I'm going to attach this down to the blue paper. And then I'm going to layer our canoe border on top of it in black. But let the blue show through. Okay, wonderful. Now I'm going to take the border stickers from Leave Nothing Behind and use one of these adorable borders. And we're going to put that right on top of the yellow. I wish I knew what color yellow this was. It's a retired one, but it sure does match well with this collection. And now, to get this cut, they actually did a little scalloped edge on it. So I'm going to turn this over and use the scallop blade. Switch that out. Now, to get that scallop pattern, you want to go logo facing logo, because if you turn this around, you're going to get a completely different cut. Okay, I hope I have got this right. In fact, I'm going to practice on a piece of scratch paper. That's how worried I am about this. Okay, if I do the edge, yes, that's what I want. I want that rounded scalloped edge right here, just below the canoe border. Okay, I like that. And now we want the opposite, not the scallop, but the wave up here. So instead of turning my paper around, I'm just going to slide it through and cut up here, and you're going to get the opposite of the pattern. Very cool. And then I'm going to do the same thing that Creative Memories did on theirs and use a brown fine tip pen just to make the little dashes. I used to do this a lot and I kind of got away from it, but it does add a nice touch. Now from what it looks like, they have a half circle at the bottom here, so I'm going to create a half circle using the custom cutting system, the middle size circle, and the red blade using the inside of that pattern. And they did the little brown lines around that. So I've gone this far. I'm going to keep going with exactly what they did. And then we'll attach some stickers. And there's our finished border. Wow, there was nothing lazy about those creations, but they sure were fun. Every now and then you just have to get crafty. I guess the lazy part is that I didn't have to think of the ideas. Be sure to hit like or subscribe to see all future videos and to make sure more people see this one. Thanks for watching. Now go make some borders.